let me find out that my technology didn't want to be technology, right? So you on here, you like, oh my gosh, I can't hear you. Well, it's because my technology was acting up. So I'm going to say that one more time, right? Literally, this is a bonus series where I want to give you more, right? I know you probably signed up for the master class. That thing is still on Thursday. So still make sure that you show up. This right here is what I call like the church of content, where I go in and take different entrepreneurs and their principles and bag it behind content to help you scale and grow. So if this is your first time, I want you to sit down and I want you to embrace it. I want you to embrace this because it's something different. You ain't never experienced this before, right? And the series that we in right now, this is part 2 today, is called Finding Your Voice on Social Media. See, and the reason why I want to talk about this is because a lot of people get discouraged when people don't hear their voice or see their vision and they give it up. So I want to empower you so you can literally be able to go and impact the world in a whole nother way. All right? So let's get started. This series called They Don't Hear You. They don't hear you. Right? So let's get started. Jeff Bezos said this: when people don't hear your voice or see your vision, it is an opportunity to dig deeper and refine your message and make it impossible for them to ignore you. What he means is when they don't hear you and they don't see what you're saying, that means go deeper. Don't get stuck right there. Go deeper. Go so deep to the point that they can't do nothing but see you, hear you, and feel you. But what happens is you get discouraged. Allow your voice to ring. Allow your vision to be seen. But you got to understand that it's up to you. Nobody else. I want you for this moment to realize it is up to you for your voice to be heard and your vision to be seen. Nobody else. Only you. And so don't get discouraged when people don't hear or see your vision. A lot of times, us as entrepreneurs, us as creatives, what happens is if somebody don't see what we saying, we throw it away. Or we just like, I ain't worried about it. And what happens is we start killing ourselves within. We start thinking all our visions is dumb. All our voices is dumb, but they're not. So I want you to make sure you don't get discouraged. I want you to make sure that you keep the courage that you have to go and strive. If it's not you, understand, before I get into this, it's not you. The blind don't see, and the deaf don't hear, because they was blind and deaf to their own voice and vision first. Hold up. I'm gonna keep going. See, you want people to see your vision and hear your vision, but first they was blind and deaf to their own voice and their own vision. So how do you expect for them to see yours? They can't. They can't. So stop forcing them. They can't see it. They already gave up on themselves, so you think they're going to encourage you to keep going? That's impossible. That's impossible. That will not happen. And the reason why that won't happen is because they just don't got it in them. So you have to keep going and see your vision all the way through. You. Whoo, I'm not going to lie. I understand. We like, man, I want everybody to see me. I want everybody to hear me. But that just don't happen. See, even for me growing up, I come from a family of small thinkers. I'm talking about this big, like this big. Where thinking big is imaginary dreaming. See, but it's not their fault because they don't come from entrepreneurship. My mother wasn't an entrepreneur. My grandmama wasn't an entrepreneur. My great-grandma, it don't run in my family. So how can they see it when I say, oh, I'm going to be an entrepreneur when I grow up? They ain't going to see it because they didn't see it for themselves. So how can they just imaginary think about it for you? See, our brain just go to the back of our head and just start stuff that we recollect from the past or been through before to see if we can see it now. See, they never seen that happen before. So do you think that they can see it happen with you? No. So for me, I had to get the courage to go all in and believe in me. I had to get the courage to say no matter what no matter what nobody say, I'ma keep going. I'ma keep going. Right? Even when they doubt me, I turn the doubt into fuel. See, don't use the doubt as an anchor to hold you down. Use the doubt as fuel to get you going. See, start thinking like that. That's what I had to do, I promise you. Since I was 10 years old, I've been an entrepreneur. And the reason why is because I had to. I didn't have no choice. My mother was on dope. My daddy got killed when I was 1. Like, I had to defend for myself. I had to figure it out at a young age. You know, I had the worst card that was dealt, but look at me today. When I was young, they said, man, you most likely, the police fingerprinted me at the age of 14 after being on house arrest a few times, after being on probation 3 times. They said, you more likely going to be a career criminal. Whew. And the reason why is because my surroundings kept me in prison. My surroundings, I didn't see nothing big. I never seen an entrepreneur. And my family didn't allow me to go do that. So for me, I'm like, ooh, let me figure it out. And so as I start getting older, I start figuring it out. Ooh, I want to help people. Ooh, my vehicle of choice going to be content. Y'all don't know, I've been creating content since 13 years old. And it ain't like I'm talking about 13 and then I stopped. No, it's 13 non-stop to get here today. So I just want you to really understand that everybody not going to see what you see. And it's not for them to see it. You have a unique vision that only you can see. But it's up to you to take it out of here, put it on a piece of paper, and bring it to reality. That's your gift. See, when they don't hear you, you don't go mute. When they don't hear you, you get louder. Right? Elon Musk said this. Sometimes the world is too noisy for your voice to be heard. So create your own symphony and let them come to you and listen. What he means is stop attempting to fit in with everybody else. Because when you fit in, you don't stand out. See, you too busy want to get in somebody's circle. But you are octagon. You've been through different things. See, they ain't been through the corners you done been through. Stop attempting to fit in a circle when you stand out. And stop muting yourself because the world is loud, because somebody else is doing something similar to you. That don't mean nothing. What you have to do is create your own village, your own community, your own marketplace, and then people will run to you for you to serve them. Every time you see me do something, it's for me. I'm helping my people. I don't care about being popular. That don't come with my job. What comes with my job is actually going against the grain. So create your own thing and allow people to come to you and listen to how you speak. Listen to your perspective. Listen to your beliefs. Stop attempting to run everybody else and fit in, because you ain't built for that. You built to stand out. So stand out, especially when it comes to creating your content. See, your content allows you to be free, right? Your content allows you to be you. So stand out and don't fit in, right? See, because you have the power to do it. But we must do it together. I got the power to do it. But we're stronger when we do it together. Because we leaders, we entrepreneurs. We must build the courage to stand up. We must build the courage to allow our dreams to be dreams and not wake up and turn our dreams into nightmares. We must allow that. We got to come together and we got to fight for our beliefs. Because if we don't fight for our beliefs, guess what happens? They go on deaf ears, and then we start getting discouraged, and then we stop not believing. See, once you stop believing in your belief, guess what happens? That thing goes out the door. That goes out the door. And what else go out the door? Your self-esteem, your integrity, your courage. Everything you believe when you don't get up and fight for your beliefs. But we got to do that. We must allow that inner voice inside of us, and we must allow that to come out, and we must make them hard decisions even when we don't want to. See, making them hard decisions is what builds the characters in us, right? Them hard decisions. See, if every decision was easy, life would be sweet. What makes or break you is the hard decisions. See, should I create content or should not? Should I show up or should not? Should I invest in myself or should not? Right? What should I do? The hard decisions is what build you. But you're a leader. You're going to get presented with the hard decisions every time. But you can't fold. You cannot fold. You must be bold, right? You cannot fold. You must be bold because they don't hear us. They don't hear us, but they fear us. See, us together is stronger than anything else. See, that's why for me, I be like, yo, I only build leaders. I'm not a boss. I'm a leader. I'm not a coach. I'm not a mentor. I'm a leader. Because I believe leaders build leaders. I believe that. And so my whole job is for us to go out there and lead our people. And most of the time, we're going to lead them down a brand new trail that we might have never been down before. But it's up to us to make sure that our people are safe. So don't get discouraged. Keep leading your people in the right way, whatever your business is. Become that person, the go-to person in your industry. What your village is your niche market. That market that you're in, if I don't care if you do hair, if you do nails, if you do content, if you do credit, if you do real estate, it don't matter what you do. Allow you to lead. Allow your boldness and your beliefs to stand out. Allow your voice to be heard amongst your people. Do not mute yourself because they don't understand or they don't get it, right? Ariana Huffington said, don't let the fear of being unheard silence your voice. Speak up, speak often, and speak with conviction. Eventually, the right ears will listen, right? So what she's saying is she's saying that fear sometimes can take over you. And when that fear take over you, you get scared. You get muted. You get foggy in your head and you don't see your vision is clear. You can't speak up. Do not allow fear to hold you stuck in place. You must speak up and speak up often. See, the more you speak up, the bigger that confidence gets. The more you speak up, the bigger your self-esteem get, right? So start speaking up and speak up with courage. Don't be speaking low. Don't do that. Speak up and speak up often. And eventually, it might not be today. It might not be tomorrow. But as long as you keep building, they will eventually listen. Don't get discouraged about who leading in your market today, because that don't mean nothing. Who's hot today can be cold tomorrow. That just means you must keep going and stay focused on your mission. Nobody else's mission, your mission. And so I really want you to understand that you gotta keep going, because if you stop and you silence yourself, that means you added 5 more years of non-growth. That is saying for the next 5 years, you're going to be stagnant and stuck where you at because you didn't have the courage to speak up. You didn't have the courage to go all in. I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to speak up every single time, even when it hurts, even when you trembling, even when you scared, speak up, right? And most of the time, when you speak up, you feel better. I promise you. Have you ever thought about this, right? Every time you don't say what's on your heart, next thing you know, you feel bad and you be like, ooh, you be talking to yourself like, ooh, I shoulda, and then you get to being mad at yourself, and it's like all you had to do was speak up and tell the person how you felt, right? Right, and most of the time, people are not meant to hear you, right? They not. So if they not meant to hear you, it's okay. I say stop attempting to make people hear you with their ears and start allowing them to hear you with their heart. That means speak to their heart. Don't just speak, because sometimes when you speak it go in one ear and out the other. So start speaking to the person's heart and make that connection. Build that connection, because eventually the right ears will listen. See, because most of the time when we're looking at the people who's successful now, like when we're looking at like our Oprahs, our Tyler Perrys, we don't realize that they've been consistent. They like 50s, 60s, but they've been figuring it out for the last 40 years, 30 years. And you just now getting into what it is that you do. See, you might be a few years in, you might be 10 years in, but you're comparing yourself to somebody that got 30 years, a lifetime, my whole life in. I stopped comparing myself to them. And I started to say, yo, if I stay consistent at what I'm doing, eventually the people that's supposed to hear me will hear me. Right? Because I'm overly passionate in what I do. I'm overly passionate. I know one day the world is going to understand Dontell Antonio. Oh, man, I love that guy. That guy been helping so many people for decades. Eventually. But what must happen is I must not get discouraged when the people now don't hear me. I can't get discouraged. So I'm telling you not to get discouraged. I'm telling you to keep going and stay motivated. No matter what it takes. When life be life, and keep going. Do not allow one person's set of ears to stop you from speaking around the world or speaking to the person you are here to serve. See, we sometimes let one person stop us from touching hundreds of thousands of people. I'm not doing that. If they don't hear me, I keep moving. If they don't hear me, I just start getting louder and louder, and to the point they like, man, this man good. But it comes with practice. It don't happen if you just stuck there and you muted and you scared of how the people gonna look at you and judge you. You can't be scared. You must continue to speak up. It don't matter if it's in video form. It don't matter if it's you speaking live. You must speak so the world can see you and hear you and understand you. Because if not, your dreams will not ever come to fruition. Nobody has the power to mute you but you. Nobody has the power to mute you but you. Nobody. And so I want you to understand that. Stop giving people the power to mute you. Stop. I want you to make sure that you never silence your voice again, no matter what. Right? That you continue to build. You continue to make a difference, because it's up to you. Because if you don't do it, I'm telling you, the time that we have on earth is very limited. Everything that we do today is for generations to come. And so I do not want you to be like, oh my gosh, you look and you 70 years old and you look back and you say, damn, I wish I would have spoke up and chased my dreams. Because now my great-great-grandbabies got to start from zero. Come on now. That ain't fair. That ain't fair. I made a promise to myself that every day I'm on this earth, I'm putting it in to make sure that my kids don't have to start from zero. That's up to us. So we must have the courage to speak up, right? Because we are out here to help millions of people. Maybe it's not millions of people showing up today, but that means don't get discouraged because it don't happen overnight. I don't care. Sometimes I come on as one person. I'm all right with that because it was meant for that one person to hear me, right? I want you to understand that. I want you to understand that you're a leader. You have all of the tools that you need to go and do what you have to do. But the biggest one is you must bet and believe in you. See, I'm only going to bet on me. See, because I didn't pass the ball, the rock to other people and they didn't drop the ball. No, I'm betting on me because I'm in the gym practicing non-stop to get better and better so I can help more and more. It's not easy. It's not easy when you're spending all your money on your dreams. It's not easy when you're investing in people don't see or hear. It's not easy when you practicing but nobody watching you. But that's when the character is made. When nobody watching you. Because when they start watching you, ooh, they going to be watching you. You can't be dropping the ball. You can't be going out of bounds. You got to be making them shots because when you miss, they going to get you. So you got to start building that courage now. You got to start doing it now. Right? And I don't care. The worst thing someone could say to you is no. Which is the best thing they could say to you because that means you're going to go out there and you're going to figure it out regardless. All right? What I want you to do right now, if you hear my voice, I want you to write your big dream down. That big dream, like, ooh, I'm going to book out stadiums with 50 to 100,000 people and I'm going to impact lives. That's my big dream. Right? Whatever your big dream is right now, I want you to write it down. Get a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to write it down. Right now. Because if you don't write it down and you keep it in your head, it don't come out. Right? So write it down, and I want you to say to yourself, no matter what in hell and hot water come your way, you will not give up on this dream. No matter what comes your way. Because life going to be lifing, but you can't get discouraged. You cannot get discouraged. So no matter what comes your way, you're going to do it and you're going to succeed because the future of your legacy depends on you now. Now. You have all of the tools you need to get started now. So get started now. Don't make no excuses. We ain't making no excuses. Your dreams is on you. Your dreams is for you. You got to go all in. All right? Words are so powerful, they will outlive you. What that means is something you say today can go in the history books forever. Even when you no longer here. See, because there's people out here, we still listening to speeches from Maya Angelou, Martin Luther King, all types of, like their content is still here. So the words that you say right now will outlive you. So start creating that content. Start showing up. Don't allow nobody to mute you. Don't allow nobody to stop you from your greatness. Because what you do now will impact generations to come. I want you to know that. I have a dream. Think about this. What does I have a dream mean to you? I have a dream. It was this guy, right, by the name of Martin Luther King. He wrote a speech called I Have a Dream. Mm. But do you want to know something? At the moment, that speech was not as big and monumental as it was now. It was just his speech. And the people, his advisors around him, they told him not to say, I have a dream, because that's too cliche. So, I don't know if you know, but the speech didn't have the I have a dream in. Because Martin listened to the people around him at first. And he did not do that because they said, oh, it's cliche. You said this before. You did. None of that mattered. And at the time, Martin like, man, I have to do this. I have to say it like this. So what he did was he followed his heart. And now, decades and decades and decades and decades later, I Have a Dream is the most known speech in history. Because he had the courage to follow his heart and speak up and do it how he's seen it. Because sometimes we got people around us. We value their opinion, but that don't mean they see everything we see. And I promise you, if he did not say it how he said it, it might have just been another speech that's in the history. But this speech is iconic because it was a man, a leader, here to impact his people and make a difference and stand up for his beliefs, have the courage to stand up and do something different. So why can't you stand up and do something different? You can now. We ain't allowing nobody to mute you no more because it's up to us. It's our duties as leaders to stand up and never give up or never allow our dreams to turn into nightmares. It's our duty. We must do that. Right? We must make a difference because it ain't going to be easy for us. It's going to be harder because we got to go through a little more. We got to let the pressure hit us. Right? And so I really want you to understand that they cannot stop your voice. So use your social media and your platforms to allow your voice to reach many, to impact many. Allow your voice to echo above the mountaintops and down deep in the valley where a lot of lost dreams don't have no destination or no direction. Allow your voice to echo and reach those people and help those people and guide them to follow their dreams. Allow your dream to do that. Allow your dream to help more people, right? Because literally it's up to you. I want you to understand this. Thoughts become words. So what you think is what you project, what you say out your mouth. And words become action. What you say become how you move. So if you say you can't do something, then guess what? You will not be able to do it. But if you say, oh, I'm the greatest of all times. I'm the king of content. I'm this, I'm that. Those words become action. So I want you to understand that. And they don't hear you, but you hear you. Right? I want you to understand. Do not get discouraged when people don't hear your vision or hear your voice. Don't get discouraged. Don't give up when it get hard. Because at the end of the day, you are here for a mission that's bigger than you. And at this moment, I just wanted to give you more tools so you can go out there and make a difference. I really want you to be you at all times. Be your authentic self. When you show up in front of this camera, when you serving and when you showing up, even when you sick not feeling good, I still want you to be your authentic self. Do not lose yourself to people that don't see your wealth. Do not lose yourself. And I just want to thank you, and I want you to understand this, right? The blind don't see and the deaf don't hear. You have to keep going and see your vision play out. Understand? The deaf don't hear and the blind don't see. So stop attempting to make people see your vision. Hear your voice. You have everything that you need right now. And is it all right if I pray with you? Dear Heavenly Father, I want you to pour into this person that's hearing my voice. I want you to give them the power that they need. Give them the courage that they need. Give them the beliefs that they need to go and make a difference. Allow them to show up even when times is hard. Even when they're not feeling good. Allow them to be them. Allow them to seek through your message to go and help other people. Allow them the courage to stand up, to speak up, to make a difference, because they are leaders and they're leading your people in the most righteous way as possible. So give them all of the tools and resources they need to complete your mission. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Right. And so I just want to thank you for tuning in to part 2 of Finding Your Voice on social media. If you new, what I want you to do is I want you to make sure you join the Content Kingdom, because every Tuesday I do this. And if you signed up for the master class that's on Thursday, understand that's still happening on Thursday. That's when I teach, right? And I just want to say, keep doing your thing. And if you haven't signed up to the Content Impact Bootcamp, go get your tickets. Go to thecontentbootcamp.com. Get your tickets. We only got a few seats left. I want to do everything possible to keep giving you the tools and the resources you need to go and impact the world. I'm so thankful for your time. I'm Dontell Antonio, the king of content. And keep being you and keep impacting the world, and never allow somebody to let you get discouraged. Thank you so much.